Cinema. It's an art form that utilizes both visual and audio elements to create a visceral experience for the audience, a method of storytelling that is engaging in a way unlike any other. Cinema can take us anywhere and inspire any emotion, offering a powerful medium for people to form connections with one another. It stimulates the imagination, giving new perspectives on the world we live in and reflecting the state of culture. A great piece of cinema gives us entertainment, inspiration, and catharsis. In my opinion, it is the most important and effective art form that we have as creative, intelligent, and emotional creatures. War of the Worlds is a great piece of cinema. You might hear me say that and think that I myself am some invader not of this world, or maybe just a wannabe Amazon shill, but I can assure you I'm neither. This movie is certainly bad. In fact, I would say it's downright awful, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you love movies like me, then chances are that you love bad movies as well. I'm not just talking about any mediocre project thrown onto our screens by lazy or incompetent filmmakers. I'm talking about the gems that stick with you for all the wrong reasons. The phrase "so bad it's good" is one that gets tossed around a lot, oftentimes to movies that I would say are undeserving. These flicks aren't actually bad enough to be entertaining, instead just largely boring, poorly put together, or at their worst, headache-inducing. But what makes a good bad movie stand out is the ability to be as entertaining as a regular good movie, yet the filmmaking on display is subpar to say the least. That's exactly what War of the Worlds is. It's a movie that not only had me glued to the screen, but every single aspect is complete shit. Let's talk story. The story in this movie is extremely bare bones. Basically, Ice Cube is some kind of cybersecurity intelligence officer for the government, hacking into every electronic device imaginable to surveil the American people. He's got family issues that stem from his overbearing nature, constantly keeping watch over his daughter in particular. He disrespects his son, ignoring his own cyber abilities, resulting in the movie's most obvious and eye-rolling reveal. Both of his kids chastise him for not being able to get over the death of their mother, further emphasizing our protagonist as both obsessive and emotionally detached. It's really a commentary on the state of modern families in America, a reflection of our current social climate. You're rolling your eyes already, because this is not War of the Worlds. I mean, it is. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it said in big bold letters when the movie started. But why am I watching the most generic family drama imaginable? I should be watching fucking Aliens. Thankfully, the terrible performances from every member of the cast keep the movie chugging along until the action begins, leaving me psyched to see what awful lines and incoherent acting choices would delight the screen next. Every scene in this movie is poorly written sci-fi gobbledygook and technobabble, delivered shockingly bad. I'm not gonna pretend like actors like Ice Cube or Eva Longoria have always been top-tier thespians, but I've seen both of them inhabit characters much more convincingly than they do here. This is probably a result of the format of the movie, as filmmaker Rich Lee made the choice to convey this adaptation using the gimmick of having the entire film locked to Ice Cube's computer screen, meaning the majority of scenes consist of a single actor acting into their webcam or phone camera. This is an interesting take on the found footage genre, but this format doesn't serve the material at all. In fact, it hinders it in almost every way imaginable. The performances are laughably bad because everybody is acting in a vacuum, and perilous scenes are undercut by the shaky cam of an iPhone perspective. Nothing is tense, nobody is real. The humans in the movie are more robotic than their alien counterparts. Reaction shots and line deliveries are absolutely hysterical. They really just have to be seen to be believed. Every single scene comes across as one take, meaning they simply got the actors to read the script and went with the first option every time, rather than give them another shot to dust off the cobwebs and give us something better. Ice Cube's signature move is screaming, "Get out of there!" anytime anybody is in danger, and I laughed every single time. The film was made this way because it was in production during the height of the pandemic, so minimalism on sets was a necessity. However, Amazon apparently didn't get the memo that studios are allowed to write things off as a loss on their taxes and scrap projects entirely. Even more shocking if the rumor that the film cost $65 million is true. I'm glad they didn't. I'm grateful they didn't. But the logical side of my brain can't make heads or tails of why this was allowed to be released 5 years after the fact. Maybe there was some kind of contractual obligation that had to be fulfilled, and thank goodness there was, because this flick is destined to reach legendary status amongst those who love schlock. So what else happens in this dumpster fire? Well, when the aliens finally do arrive, they basically do fuck all save for smashing into a few buildings. The filmmakers settled on a generic robot-like design for the alien ships, leaving them with virtually no style or memorability. As far as the storyline concerning our foes from another world, they've arrived to terrorize us in search of our data. These information-starved bastards will stop at nothing to get to our major data centers, quickly stomping through the city to reach large buildings containing servers, posting up next to them for the rest of the movie. Wait, aren't they gonna, abduct us to harvest our organs, or maybe have an all-out war with our military? Nah, I guess they're good right there. Eventually, there are a few terrible twists. The alien invaders eat all of our data, and a magical formula for healing problems with our DNA helix is somehow transformed into a computer virus that can be used to defeat the aliens when uploaded to their mainframe. If that sounds like absolute and complete nonsense, that's because it absolutely and completely is. But that's what makes this movie so damn entertaining. I mean, this is the kind of movie where a major beat in the third act revolves around Ice Cube desperately needing to order a package from Amazon, to which another character proudly claims that it's the future of delivery. That kind of shameful, blatant product placement ends up being the icing on the cake, with one of the biggest corporations in the world proudly stapling their brand to this turd. Actually, there's so much Amazon glazing in this movie by the end, it starts to come across like an ad in disguise as a feature film. But this movie is more than just a commercial for the amazing service and incomparable convenience of Amazon Prime. It's so much more than that. It's difficult to put into words what makes any piece of art special, but it's even more so with something that is this shittily put together. Reviewing this movie is also like reviewing a comedy, meaning I don't want to say too much for fear of giving away the punchlines. What's important to know is that there's a difference between something that is just occasionally unintentionally funny, but overall mind-numbingly dull, like Madam Web, and an anti-masterpiece like this, that genuinely made my stomach hurt at times I was laughing so hard. This is the next bad movie classic. War of the Worlds gets an Amazon Prime gift card. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, you specifically. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give a like, comment, or subscribe to see more.